we've talked about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers and how unhopeful we are for the Packers this year. He's been pretty rough on his rookie receivers. There was a play by fourth-round rookie, I forgot his name, something Dobbs, and basically Aaron Rodgers had a beautiful throw, and he sort of dropped it, but he's a fourth-round rookie, so you got to cut him some slack, and Aaron Rodgers didn't help the situation by, like at his media session at the end of practice saying, well, that was my best. I'm not going to call out a player, but there was a throw, and it was my best throw of all of practice. So he's basically hinting at, this guy screwed me over. Aaron Rodgers commented saying about his receiving core, the young guys, especially the young receivers, we've got to be way more consistent. A lot of drops, a lot of bad route decisions, running the wrong route. So we've got to get better in that area. This rough opinion has actually sparked up so much drama over the media is that there was actually a meeting between Rodgers and the wide receivers, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, but it wasn't even called by Rodgers. It was the upper office that we're presuming called the meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Rodgers didn't even try to fix it himself.
Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me.
So
it's not his style, right?
Yeah, no, that's true. So do you think Rodgers was being too critical of his receivers, or do you think he's right to be that harsh on his young receivers that are rookies?
This is professional football.
That's true,
right? You're in it to win, and if they aren't performing up to a standard, an excellent standard, then he has the right to speak up about it. I would think, though, that he would keep it in-house. I don't know how it got out into the media, but that's something that should stay in-house. That shouldn't be something that we'd be talking about. He should have kept it quiet. Should have talked to them individually instead of having it out in the media now and getting everyone all shaken about it. I think that has potential for disrupting the locker room.
Right. And I think the way Rodgers handles certain situations is sometimes very frustrating because he says these crazy things. He goes out and says one thing, and then
we know all about him. We know what he's like. He's not. This is not surprising.
No, it's not
right?
surprising.
It's not surprising at all. It's unfortunate because it doesn't build a team camaraderie. It's something that could be fixed behind the scenes, and it could be a positive moment for them instead of turning it into something negative, which it is now. It's a negative.
Right.
Right.
I feel like a lot of quarterbacks that are,
Brady would never do
phenomenal leaders. Rodgers is a decent leader. He's actually no.
I don't think he's a great leader.
He's a great blame deflector. If there's ever something that
that's not a good good sign of a leader.
And this is kind of what he's doing. He's not a great leader would take him aside and say away from cameras, away from everything, and that's when you say, you know what, here's what we got to do. I expect this from you, so you got to give me this in order if we're going to succeed. If we keep making plays like this, we'll be 7-10. But if you just make these plays, we could make it to the playoffs and win our division.
Yeah,
that's what a good leader would do. A good leader wouldn't go to the media and say, well, you know what, a lot of the young receivers,
is that how we did it? He did it just to the media.
Yeah, to the media.
That to me is the wrong way to handle it.
He said he's basically hinted at one specific player and one specific play too. He said, I'm not naming any names, but there was a throw and everyone knows what the throw was. And he's my best throw of
to me. That was the wrong thing to do. That's stupid.
He's going through his entire cleansing process. He's taken psychedelic drugs to get in tone with his body and everything. He took like ayahuasca or something. I don't even know.
What is that?
I don't even know, but it makes you hallucinate and throw up and stuff like that. That's
a smart move.
It's a very weird psychedelic drug to get more in tune with his body, to make him feel great for perspective. Rodgers is a weird dude. Rodgers is a weird dude.
Yeah.
His whole life is a crazy situation.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to try to understand. Not even to fully.
He enjoys it being that way. He wants a persona like that.
Right.
I think he tries to make. He works on that to be like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's conducive to the locker room, and he hasn't won a Super Bowl for a long time.
7-9 in the
7-9 in the playoffs. I think maybe he ought to try a different formula. And I don't think he's going to. Why does he care now? He's making $50 million a year for 3 years, guaranteed.
Right. your main receiver that has been with you since 2014, at his first chance to leave, took it.
Yeah.
And went to join a friend he actually had, who he played with in Fresno State, and Derek Carr. He played with you for 7 years. And the first chance he got to leave, he said, I'm out of here.
Yeah, well, he got more money to go, right? They tried to franchise. They gave all the money to Rodgers and tried to franchise tag Dante. What's his last
Devontae
name?
Adams?
Devontae Adams, right?
The deal was actually relatively similar, so it wasn't.
No, but they were franchise tagging him, and he didn't want that, right?
Right.
And what did he get with the Raiders? He got a great deal with them, right?
Yeah.
So he got more money. He wound up with a lot more money, so that makes sense why he would leave with more money. But yeah, he did. He bolted. Yeah.
So that really showed, and I think Aaron Rodgers. It's a lot of great quarterbacks actually. When you get established in the NFL, you don't have time to be teaching young receivers. So on that aspect of hating on Rodgers, I kind of have to agree with him because you're there to win games, not mentor, not basically to show around receivers. If you're growing up like a first to 3 to 4 year quarterback in the league, and if you're a fourth year quarterback and you get a rookie receiver, you guys could grow up in the league together. If you're a 15-year player, you don't want to deal with 20-year-olds. You just want to get established receivers and play. Brady doesn't do that.
Oh, I don't know. I think Brady he is a team player. He tries to build consensus. He's there for the young players. He talks to the young players. Who did
he go to? Did he stay in New England and work with N'Keal Harry and Jacoby Myers?
Well, that's different.
He went to Tampa Bay within a. Think about who he got though. He didn't get any young receivers when he first came to the Bucs. He got AB. He got Gronk. He brought in Lenny. Not even a rookie running back. He brought in Lenny.
Yeah.
He made Lenny the running back one.
May have been a little frustrated by the talent he had around him in New England. He was the talent, and he made the people around him better. I think he wanted to have a little more talent committed before he picked the new team he went to, and the Bucs had the talent.
That could be, but it was also it was the Miami thing too. It was Bucs or Miami.
But I think he makes an effort to get along with everybody on the team. I don't think that he's that's a divisive. He's not a divisive person in the locker room.
It's not about who he makes friends with. It's about who he trusts. In the 2-minute drill, fourth quarter situation, down by 6 maybe, going for that drive. Then he goes to people he trusts, not necessarily young receivers.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah, no, I think Tyler Johnson is probably the closest super young receiver that he trusts. Because he made a great catch in the Saints game, the Saints playoff game, to seal the win there. He made a couple good catches against Green Bay in their Super Bowl playoff run. So he makes some important catches there late in games or when it matters. So I think Tyler Johnson would probably be, a young receiver that he trusts. But
like Scotty Miller, right? How old is he? He's not around.
Scotty Miller's like 28 years old. He got into the league long, or I think 25 years old. He got into the league maybe, but. I mean, I think a lot of super established quarterbacks don't want to deal with super young receivers because then you're established. Maybe you've won a Super Bowl or two, and you have to deal with 20-year-olds who are like trying to learn the NFL. So I'm sure with Rodgers is a whole different breed of, the problem is that he doesn't have really any other receivers to throw it to. So he needs to deal with these younger receivers. He has Sammy Watkins, who doesn't stay healthy very often, and he has Alan Lazard, who's a wide receiver 3 or 4 on most other teams. That's not the Green Bay Packers. Because he's right now listed as the wide receiver 1 on the Packers depth chart, Alan Lazard. And if Alan Lazard is your number 1, you don't have a very good team.
No.
Your receiving core is...
He's starting to recognize that now.
Yeah.
That he got all the money, and now the pieces they can put around him are not as good as they could have been.
Right.
So, tough luck, Aaron. Right?
Yeah.